cradle of motherfucking civilization. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
Welcome to the 160th episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. I'm Log Power Slave, and as per every fucking week, I'm joined by Mylan Games, sitting there drinking his Captain Morgan, being a good boy. This week, we welcome on Pham, who's been here before. Everyone knows Phammy, right? But
hello.
First time fucking caller, Riss, g'day. How's going? How is everyone?
It's me. Hello. What's going on?
No, not much. Just
G'day.
doing a podcast and stuff.
Oh yeah, same.
Is that a massive chair or a beanbag?
I think this is a beanbag. It's a couch.
Are you
It's
on
a
the
couch.
couch? Or are you in front of the
Yeah,
couch?
no, it's
sort
an
of Lord of
armchair.
Ri-
It's this is Richard. His eye's a bit
It's got
bung.
a fucking
but,
face? What?
Well, yeah, but I messed up his eye a little bit. So
Of
got a
all the
mustache.
people we've had on, I did not expect you to be the prop comic. That's just fucked me. Wow.
Richard. Someone's just
Richard.
it's a
yeah, get it? And then
That's
I've got
a
Felicia
punishing
over
pun.
there.
I reckon I would fall
She's
asleep
my
if
other
I had
chair.
a chair like that. I would
Yeah.
just...
It's pretty
Welcome to
comfy.
the stream.
It's good for like a 24-hour though.
See,
'Cause
that's...
you just get
that-
comfy and then you just like sit here and have a bit of a
Yeah.
I'd love
That's
to do that sometime.
fine.
I'm pretty sure that was Secret
amazing.
Labs' strategies to make the most fucking uncomfortable chair on the face of the planet so you can never sit in it for too long.
And charge like
By
a
the
winded
way-
bull for it.
It's great.
They're not. Look, as someone
who
who
can do this?
Man.
Dude, how do you do that?
You don't know. There's the lever on the right side.
Maybe it's a good chair. Hold on.
Just pull
Hang
it
on,
up.
hang on.
and
No,
go,
pull, do it. Do it.
Why
What,
would you do that?
what could go
I've-
wrong, Matt?
Are you
What
scared
could
you're
go
gonna fall
wrong?
off? Are you scared?
No,
Yes.
that's how you emphasize how much of a gamer you are when you put your chair back.
Well,
Like
yeah.
when Fanny's
Oh,
going
the more
full
leaned,
game.
the more
Yeah.
gamer.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like those.
Right.
Did you
Yeah,
ever
okay.
have friends that drove Holden Commodores with the seat all the way back?
My
Oh.
sister
Did you have a-
did. Her chair got stuck like that on her first car, and she'd sit there like this.
Wow.
No shit. I had a friend that drove like that. I was like, how the fuck do you see over the dashboard? He was like this. The steering wheel was like that. He was just like looking over the dashboard.
Just to fill everyone, just to fill in the
she was
entire
so-
fucking audio audience for this, Matt is leaning back like he's, driving a fucking low slung car way too fast through a suburban area like a complete fucking dead shit.
Yes.
That's basically what this is all about.
Yeah.
Pretty
It's
much.
been an interesting intro. There you go.
Here we
It
go.
all, it all started
Here we
with
go.
Richard. It all started
Wow.
with
Richard.
I kind of knew coming into this, and I've been saying this all week, that this was going to be a fucking loose one. And it's good because it's like
Yeah.
Valentine's Day week and just, it's all weird. Everything's weird. So we can just dive right in and just be weird and fucking, I am still sort of spun by that chair having a face. So that was really,
But it's
That's
a
got
hot
me.
face. It's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is about it. All right, so,
So-
how's everyone's week been? We normally do that. That's normally where we start. I'm going to desperately try and get this back on track. So
You can do it. We believe in you.
we'll go clockwise. Matt, how was your week?
Yeah, look, it's been busy, to say the least. PhD, what day is it? PhD stuff is kicking along. I just was down in a regional town, so it's about an hour and a half drive. So finished up there, handed over to the community to keep running the club. Big concern, like 3 mentors didn't show up. Oh, I'm sick today. I'm like, cool. So, there's
Sons
only
of
3 of
bitches.
us looking after 20 kids with autism. That's fantastic. So I was a bit late finishing, which is why
Are
I'm
you allowed to do that?
getting here. Lucky there were some parents there. Yeah, we
Okay,
made up
yeah.
the ratio.
Good.
Just gonna say, Matt's got a history of mixed martial arts as well, so he's fine.
Sit down before I hip throw you across the room. I can say that. I'm a health professional.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He means well.
Look, we'll get. As long as you throw them with happiness.
With love.
With love. Throw them with love.
A figure four leg lock with love.
Yeah, so that was all right. The YouTube stuff is really slow at the moment. It always gets me down. The old law videos aren't doing that crash hot, but that's all right. We'll get there. I had a sponsorship and I was a bit tired, and I said one of the words completely wrong, and the deadline was like yesterday, and so I had to re-record, and then I didn't get it to them by closing business time, so I basically fucked that all up. So hopefully they come back. Sorry about that.
Wow, who knew? Matt's unprofessional.
Yeah.
The most professional of us all, but anyway.
Could be a costly exercise for saying one word wrong, but you know. And then we're here. So there you go.
All right, Riss. Well, you can go next, given that you've not been here before. How's your life been up to this point, I suppose?
How's my life been?
Yeah,
my whole life? Can we
Well,
just go like a week?
Yeah, okay. I was just trying to fucking...
How's your life been? I mean...
We've not been here before. That's why I just don't want to, like... If something happened like a week and a half ago that was important, you can talk about that. It's not...
No, she only wants to do a week, so fucking
Okay,
just
1
this
week.
week.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
just
find
doing
out.
this week,
Anything that happened
Outside of
after
this
fucking...
week, I'm gonna be
I don't want to hear
throwing
about
rocks.
anything that happened before 5:32 p.m. last Saturday. All right? Go.
Okay, wait, when were the floods? Was that over a week
No,
ago?
that was over a week ago.
I don't care,
Oh,
mate.
damn.
No.
You got to think of something else.
Well, everything flooded, so that was cool. It rained like 700 mils, 2 months of rain in 2 days.
Yeah, it's been batshit.
That was ridiculous.
I live just north of you.
One of my
Paul.
trees died. It fell over.
Oh, did that tree fall over?
Not the big one, no. It was like a medium-sized one, so it's like big enough that I can't move it, but small enough to not like damage anything. It's just hanging out in my yard now because Stu's away, my fiance. So everything
having a sleepy tree.
Oh.
Everything breaks when he's away, though. So, you know, all my cups have gone missing as well. So I'm drinking out of a jug. Yeah.
So
Would you like to see?
that don't understand what's going on.
You are my...
This is my jug.
You got to explain it.
What? You're drinking water out of like stolen science equipment.
Yeah, look, I'm not the best at looking after myself.
No, you're my spirit animal.
So I've lost all of my glasses.
Whenever
And,
rage goes away,
yeah,
I
so it's just a
devolve
jug.
into a.
When you
lower
say
tier
lost,
human.
do you mean like they're just in the dishwasher and you
Well,
haven't taken them out,
no,
or do you
well,
mean
not
they've
like-
actually disappeared?
No, I like to have a cup for every room, but I don't have a cup for this room at the moment
Have you
because
seen
I
the
don't know where
movie
it is.
Signs?
So
Have you seen the
it's
Mel
the
Gibson
jug
movie?
now. Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing. So
So-
I have a kitchen glass, and I have a bedroom glass, and I have an outside cup. And
So what
then
you're saying
I have a
is
jug here.
You haven't lost the cups; they're just in rooms that you're not in.
Well, I mean, I feel like I have more than four cups.
It's weird.
Though, or
It's weird
three,
that cups
and a
exist when you're not
jug,
drinking out of them. But right.
But I can't. I
I
find
think one of the
rest
most concerning
them.
things is that Saint in chat says it's the jug, not a jug, but it's the jug.
It's the jug I drink out of when I can't find any glasses.
Oh my god.
But
I mean,
you know, the
I guess we
positives
should
is
be
it's got
thankful
the
it's not a
millimeters
bucket.
on the side. It's got
Yeah,
the millimeters, so
I
you can measure how much water you consumed that day.
Yeah.
That's a bonus, yeah.
You just, like now Fam's trying to subtle flex his giant
Yeah.
child sippy cup.
Oh, look at me
No,
drinking out of
you
a
know what?
glass
Right,
like a
that's there. It is the perfect
It's like,
segue.
I got a bottle.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
please.
I have one
model-
of those too, but it's outside as well.
How are you, Fam? Jesus Christ, this is gonna.
I'm good. This week's been good.
Anyway.
It started off pretty crappy, not gonna lie, but it's.
Did you
turned
lose all
itself
your
around.
cups as well?
I'll get fucked.
Oh, I mean, so on Thursday, I did completely forget that I was going to a pretty important breakfast, and I got a DM like 30 minutes after it was scheduled saying, "Oh, are you coming?
Where are you? Oh, dude.
Yeah, just where are
that
you?
shit.
And I
almost had
freaked
a
out.
heart attack. With
Yeah.
that. Oh my god.
It's so terrible.
That's
and
the
then
worst feeling.
But yeah, they were so nice about it, and they're just like, just come to the lunch meeting, it's fine. And I went in, had lunch, was a great old time, and yeah, that's about it. I actually went outside for once, so that's my week.
Ew.
What's the world like? Tell me. I haven't been out.
Very. I think it was hot, but I don't know what it's like outside anymore. It's Australia. It's weird, honestly. Strange.
It's either fire or floods, man. You're better off not going out there. Just stay inside. It's trouble.
It's true.
It's just shit.
Yeah. Weather's actually been all right the last couple of days. It's been sunny, but
No, it's been
also
good. It's
nice
good today.
cool breeze.
It's good.
Yeah, no longer worried for my safety, which is nice. It's a good change.
Yeah, it's always a positive when you're not in imminent fear of your, being crushed by a falling tree or flooded or burnt or something horrible like that. But we're Australian. They breed us
Legitimate
tough.
concerns, though.
Yeah, very, very much so. I'm trying to think if I've done nothing of note this week whatsoever.
Oh, you put out another video, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, but I'm doing that every week, so it's going to rapidly become not something that I really need to talk about. It's like, I did. I jumped on and I recorded a couple of games of me and Sass playing Crimson Doubles because he's my life partner in Destiny because he's forever carrying me through whatever the fuck I'm doing. So that was great. I think we won one, lost one, and I edited it down and whatever, and it's stupid, and that's basically it. So if you want to look at that, shameless plug, go and look at it. Yeah. Beautiful. Beyond that, yeah, not a lot. I haven't been up to a lot. I've been working my ass off in my real job that isn't this. So yeah, I've been getting to bed early.
Oh, you saying streaming's not a real job? You fucking piece of shit.
Neither's YouTube, man.
Damn it.
Oi!
Got him.
That's enough.
Well, we've had some pretty epic news kind of in the top this week, so we might as well hit the sting. We'll go into that. We'll talk about that, and we can
wait.
We can work our way through it.
Should we do like some guest stuff first, like guest interview, because we haven't had Ritz on before.
Yeah, we should. Right, go. You're right. I
us.
just skipped that bit. I'm flustered.
Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Riss.
Nailed it. All right. Okay, look. Tell me how long you're on Twitch?
Yeah, let me talk or no?
Well, go on then. Say something more than I'm Riz then, all right?
Yeah, I've been streaming for just over a year, about a year. So I think about 6 months consistently on Twitch. I streamed Destiny 2.
If I'm not
obviously
mistaken, that started at the very beginning spontaneously with a PS4 webcam. Is that correct?
Yes.
So that's not very long. You're kicking balls, mate, for that.
Yeah, yeah.
So where did this come from?
I've been watching. I've played games all my life. Been a PlayStation player my whole life, so I've always loved gaming. I started playing Destiny 1 just at the Crota expansion, and I'm pretty much addicted to Destiny. I've had like little breaks here and there, but I can't play anything else for longer than a month. At all. I have a legitimate problem.
I think we all do. That's why we're here. This is like the fucking. This is basically a fucking support group.
A problem.
So
It's a good problem.
What was the trigger pull to be like, okay, I'm gonna channel this addiction into streaming?
That's a good question.
Like, did someone say, "Hey, you'd be really good on Twitch"? Or were you like already following a lot of streamers? Like, I can fucking do that.
So I used to watch. I watch a lot of like TH3 Jez YouTube videos. I think he's funny. AF. Yeah,
good dude.
He's so funny, and I really mesh with that. And I watched a lot of Lucky and Ben White back in the day, a long time ago. Well, I don't know. I've heard he doesn't like that, so whatever. Butt wipe, band wipe. Anyway,
I mean, you can't kind of call yourself butt wipe and then change your mind.
Myself, yeah.
Yeah. I watched them a lot, and that's what sort of got me thinking maybe I should give this a crack. And then I started, about a year ago, just off my PlayStation webcam. I transitioned to PC about 6 or 7 months ago, I think. And now I only play on PC because it's so much better.
Elitism.
I can't do PlayStation anymore. I can't do it.
So do you have a big PlayStation following that's always like, when are you coming back to PlayStation?
Not anymore.
You're like, fuck off.
I did.
Your mic's cut out.
No.
Oh, risk it out for a second.
Mine did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just go again.
You must have said something really horrible. That's what we'll assume. Just something really horrible about PlayStation.
I did.
It looked like Log just, the PlayStation came in and cut you off.
Sony.
Sony's like, get out.
The dump button.
No, I used to have people coming in asking me when I was coming back to PlayStation, but they don't anymore because my answer is no.
Just no. Just a close up. No.
Just
pretty much.
No. I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, I'd love to be able to go back and play with all of my clan mates that are still on the Xbox and stuff, but it sounds like a good thing until you go and do it and you feel like you're running through fucking like water.
Jello.
It's just
like
so
changing
weird.
Anything. Like, hi, I want to put Stompies on. Can you wait for 5 minutes?
Opening the menu.
One sec, just gonna go make a cup of tea while changing my inventory.
I think it takes like 5 full minutes to get into the tower these days on console, which is just insane. I know, like, if that's not a sign that, you know, that console generation is coming to the end of its life, I don't know what is, but fuck. It's rough.
Yeah.
Sorry, Maddie.
If I could ask quickly, so in the past, like since Christmas or something, I've heard that you've been grinding out streams and a whole lot more. I heard that you got a bit of advice and that might have sort of spurred you in that direction. So about your stream and stuff like that, what's your direction now? What's going on with that? Because Twitch partnership's looming.
Well, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Obviously. That would be
How often
excellent.
are you on stream?
Well, we're working. So at the moment, I'm working on being more consistent and having a proper schedule. But I'm a mum of a 3-year-old. I'm a stay-at-home mum. He doesn't have daycare yet. So we've applied for daycare for him. And once he gets in there, I'll be able to be super, super consistent with it.
Yeah, right.
And that's
I
what
imagine
I want
that's
to
not
do.
easy because obviously the 3-year-old requires attention.
He does.
I'll
Yep.
be like, sorry,
put a show on for him.
Video games.
He's in the lounge room watching a car show at the moment, and I've got a yogurt here just in case he cracks it.
Yeah, right. You just like, fucking. Oh, what was the show?
This speaks to me on a very, very deep level.
Yeah,
I think it
so
was.
at the moment I stream after he goes to bed and as late as I can. But while Stu's away, you know, I can't do until 2 a.m. because I have to get up and look after him in the morning because no one else is here.
I struggle streaming at night time. I just don't feel like fucking talking to people. What time do you start streaming and when do you finish?
I usually start about 7 or 8. When Stu's home, I finish at about 2 in the morning. But
have you always been a night
1.
owl? Have you always been someone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm the worst person in the morning. Like, you don't.
Yeah, because you haven't gone to bed yet. It's fucking 2 a.m. That's why. I know why.
I slept for like half the day yesterday. That was great.
You're like legit the opposite, Matt, because you get up and you will go live at 6 a.m. your time.
Yes.
And I'm like,
I love getting a good sleep and I'll get up and be like, right, I can do a stream. I'll stream at like 6, 7 a.m.
you go to bed 8 p.m.
No, like get away from me at that time.
10 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock, go to bed. You get a full 7 hours sleep, mate. Easy peasy.
Yeah,
and then get up and get straight. I would kill people. I would be no good. I'm the most antisocial human in the world until about midday, and then I come kind of good.
Well, this is how I think about it. Is if my streaming ever goes anywhere, why the fuck would I want to be streaming to 2 a.m. in the morning? Like, I want to be sleeping, do you know? So I sort of want people to tune in during the day.
Yeah, but why would you want to be streaming at fucking 6 a.m.? Just get up. Better get up out of bed and go to stream. That's the whole point of fucking being someone who plays video games for their job is so you don't have to get up.
Oh, you got a good point there. You got a fucking good point.
You've been doing it wrong for 5 years, you fucking muppet.
Damn it. Fuck. All right. Well, this has been insightful.
Anyway, no more streams ever.
So, okay. So you're a bit of a night owl, and it just sort of depends on the kid at the moment. But what's the plan after daycare? Like 4, like how many days a week are you thinking you'll be able to be regular on?
At least 5. I want to do.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's big stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you.
So when Ollie gets into daycare, that's it. And when Ollie gets into daycare, I can go longer than 2 a.m. Like I can go past that because I can sleep the next day, and Stu will take him to daycare in the morning. And
there
then
you
I
go.
can
That's gamer dreaming. Just stay up all night, fucking sleep all day. You basically
that's my jam.
Hey, so what is Stu a gamer too? Does he understand this world, or is he like, what have I got myself into?
You met him at the Sydney event, Matt. For fuck's sake.
So he's in the chat at the moment. Saint Freshness. He loves gaming. He's trying to come to GCX with me this year.
Ooh, I'll get all upset and mopey because I'm probably not going to be able to go.
I mean, I should be going.
Oh, really?
I think I'll be going.
Fuck all
I'm
you
going.
guys.
I'm definitely going. He might come.
Who would want to go anyway? Not me. It just seems like such a bad, awful time when no one there.
Us Australians are going to come together over there. We're going to have a
What month is it again? Does anyone know?
June.
End of June.
20.
So I got given my like marching orders for my PhD. Like you will have it finished by the 4th of July. So
that's when it is.
Just finished it early then.
Yeah, just finish it early. Get it done. Just do it.
Just do it. Do it this afternoon, Matt. How hard could it possibly be?
Fucking just like that went straight to my soul. That was straight like a fucking like a Kamehameha soul punch. Then and my fucking soul exploded out my.
It's only a fucking doctorate. How hard could it be? Come on.
Just finish it early. Just finish it early, forehead. Like.
The most patronising advice of all time.
I'm sorry.
Just hurry up. Why don't you get up at 6 a.m. and fucking do that?
What are you doing playing Destiny? Something else.
Get off Tarkov, you fuckwit. Do your PhD.
No.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
Anyway,
All right.
Thanks for tuning into the Dismantling Mylan Games podcast.
Okay, so if people want to check out the stream, where can they find you?
Twitch.tv.
Yeah.
My stuff.
There we go.
There we go. I've got that. No, this is good. Fam, how often are you streaming now? Because like it just feels like whenever I go on, you're on. So are you just eternal? Right. Have you plugged yourself into Twitch as a human?
Firstly, I want you to hide chat for a second because they're going to say otherwise. I try to do like every day if I possibly can, but I definitely miss like some because life caught up with me. It wasn't feeling too good and stuff. Yeah, people saying my schedule doesn't exist. I try. And usually I'll be getting on around midday and then going into the night and stuff like that.
But every day would be hard, man.
Yeah, every day is incredibly hard. And if you think about it, just the equivalent hours of doing that or doing a full-time job, it's not going to be possible to get on every single day and stream for 12 hours every single day.
It's not good for your fucking...
But it's different as well. It's different than like my old job, which data entry. I don't have to talk to anyone and pretend I'm in a good mood.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
Data. Yeah. I just sit there and, and obviously I love it, but being on every single day, that's hard.
I saw a tweet of a good friend of mine on Twitter saying, I'm sorry, like on the previous stream, I wasn't on and I wasn't my usual happy self, but that's just the reality of it. Like you're going to have days where you're feeling like absolute freaking dog shit when you're streaming. But people, you're human, everyone's human. And hopefully people will still be there for you and stuff like that. So it's hard, but trying to get everything done, especially with 4 a.m. reset as well.
I think just transparency as well. And I really appreciate that when someone says, look, I'm not feeling good.
Yeah.
Because then, okay, I know, I'm not going to sit there and think you're in a shit mood at me now because I know you're not going through.
You're in trouble.
You're going through a hard time.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
I think one of the
I
other
thought a bit more as well.
Yeah. One of the really hard things I think with streaming is like you can't multitask. Like in other jobs, you can respond to an email or you can go and do something else or you can do a bit of writing here or you can read this or whatever. With streaming, you're streaming for that 8 or 12 hours. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, well, now I got to go make some YouTube content. I got to follow up on Twitter and make some posts there. I got to go do this, do that, do the other, talk to sponsors, see what other people are streaming, network in the community.
Do some networking, support your friends that are also streaming.
And it's like, but the main chunk of your day is gone. For me, that's definitely like, it's the time commitment of streaming that's obviously the most important part, the really hard part. And I mean, I personally find streaming really fun, which is why, I try to fit it in. I found Destiny streaming's really tough because I had to be on all the time because people would come in and ask things like, what do you think about Savathun? Can you recite all 55 fucking lore entries about Savathun? And I'd be like, all right, well, this is why we're doing a Word document stream, so I don't have to remember everything.
You kind of did paint yourself into that corner though. Like,
do you know how easy Tarkov streams are? I'm like, dude, I can stream fucking 12 hours. This is 2 hours of Destiny lore, and I was fried. 12 hours of playing Tarkov, easy peasy. I've been the gauntlet of Destiny lore. It's made me stronger.
I mean,
very true, yeah.
Fucking Word documents are pretty exhausting in general, but right.
Yeah, right. No, but that's yeah, good.
It's one of those things you need to consider. It's one of those things you need to consider because if you let yourself get into a rut with things, you're out for more than a day, the day or two that it takes to recharge, right? Like you can build yourself up to the point where you need to completely disconnect from shit, and you're better off not doing that because that's fucking probably even worse for your channel and your audience and all that sort of shit that comes along with it. So I don't know, man. I think that for the most part, people are understanding when you just fucking straight up and say, look, I'm just not feeling it. Like there's no one wants to watch someone be miserable. So that's it.
And the hardest part for me is like, I think there's a lot of people that criticize like, oh, that's not a job, or like the Joker made before, or like it's not hard or whatever. And there's a part that agrees because it's very enjoyable. This is the hard part: is no one starts making money off streaming or YouTube straight away. So what it means is you have to be putting in double time. You have to be doing your normal job and paying the bills, and then you have to find time to stream, and you have to find time to make YouTube content, and you have to build a brand on the side while you're already working. Now that is a hard part, and that is where most people give up because they realize it's fucking hella hard, and you just you can spend 12 hours streaming and no one watches. You're like, cool. And then you're like, well, I'm not doing that again. People just don't do it, right? And that's the position I'm in now. I'm like, all right, I've got 2 hours here, I've got to make a video, I've got 3 hours here, I'll do a stream. But that's the hard part, is setting up, starting consistency, routine. And if you can already get that sorted, then you're like 50% of the way there.
Yeah.
I think it's all momentum too. Like once you start seeing return on things, and even with the podcast and stuff, that's what keeps us going. That it kind of just creeps along and grows and grows and grows and grows, and it has for years now. So that's why we keep doing it. If it just stopped and everyone just decided tomorrow, oh well, we're just not interested anymore, which may happen. That may happen to Destiny. Who knows? But then you're in a position where you're like, well, how much do I really love this thing? And can I just do it from the goodness of my heart because I want to? And I think that's where everyone starts, but pretty quickly it grows beyond that. There needs to be some kind of reciprocation. And I think that's an important part of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. So welcome to the podcast, How to Be Famous 101, our new consultancy firm, hooking you up with the latest and greatest streamers from the Destiny community. If you would like to pay $50 per month, you'll get personalized consultation on how to be famous.
$50 per month? That wasn't the amount we agreed on.
It was $500 a month, Matt, and the only advice anyone receives is just do it faster. And just stream later. Just don't get up early and do it quicker.
Don't sleep.
Don't sleep ever again.
And you'll be fine.
And ignore your own mental health.
Yeah, right. Right.
Oh my god.
Just finish your
Oh,
PhD.
Yeah, just don't get any education. Don't strive to further yourself in any way. Just stream forever. All right. Well, we might jump into the news now and talk about what happened in the TWAB this week because there's some cool shit. So yeah. All right. So, in the TWAB this week, we saw a couple of things. First and foremost was the big roundup of where we are on the stonks. I'm deliberately not saying the F word because I don't want Riz to fucking verbally beat the shit out of me.
Well, I don't know if I'm right or not.
I don't think there is a right. It's like
Do we need to
tomato,
settle this right now?
tomato,
It's
tomato.
like a made up word, so maybe the people that made it up.
Oh, the
The F word.
no, I don't want to say it. The fractor, the old fractor. We can agree on those letters, can't we?
How do you say it?
Is
I
there a
would
way
say
to say it
fractaline.
that doesn't sound
That's what I
fractaline?
say. Fractaline. Yeah.
Oh, no, don't tell me he says fractaline.
I say
do you say?
fractaline.
Does. Says
If it was
fractaline.
lean, it would be Lean.
Why don't we just call it Fronks?
I've just ruined Phammy. He's just gone. He's just got up and walked off.
Fronks.
Fractaline.
That was my same reaction. I was pretty mad.
Do you say Ovaltine or Ovaltine?
Do you say
I
Caroline
don't
or
say
Caroline?
that.
Fuck you,
Oval.
Phammy.
Do we even have Ovaltine here?
Anyway,
Caroline or
I'm
Caroline?
wrong. I'm just
Adam.
fuck you, Neil Diamond. I'm never going to be able to listen to that song again without.
Oh,
Caroline.
gasoline.
Nah.
Gasoline's a dumb way. I don't know why they spell it that way. Surely the
Gasoline.
INE, surely there's some English person to be like, that does not give you the long E sound. Surely there's some fucking rule about that.
But like English is the dumbest language.
Yeah,
Right.
and we're
Like
Australian,
all this
so we're
I
pretty dumb
before
at it
E
as well.
shit. But then you've got like, oh, just shut up.
I might do that as a cover though, Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline.
Just to prove my point. I'm not wrong, you are. So, fuck, man.
Sorry, this is what we wanted to avoid,
haven't even
right? I'm
No,
sorry.
this is exactly what I kind of baited, but it's cool. So I don't know. I mean, are you guys in the complete committed to your investment? Is that where we're all at still? Because I kind of haven't really donated anything ever.
I
haven't
don't understand.
donated.
I don't understand why people are thinking of donating, apart from the fact of, oh, I'm just going to get some quick weapons and stuff. You're going to get more benefit out of it if you invest.
A lot of people have donated because they want the emblem, but like, just wait, bro.
Yeah, it's maths. It's just straight maths.
I think the one
amount
thing
you
that
invest now, it's come back. Yeah.
one thing that kind of dissuades me from really going super hard into investing is just that I don't want to have to sit there for 300 fucking hours donating at the end of it when I've got a bajillion fractaline. Fucking
Some fractaline.
yeah, some fractaline. It feels wrong. I'm just gonna be my own man and say fractaline, and you can say whatever the fuck you want because I'm not in on it. But
mean you
I
just-
think
I'll just say the
that's
right
probably the
thing.
oversight in the whole thing, right? Like if it was just you could donate in much larger increments and not sit there for 3 years. Then it would make because like honestly, like fuck. I mean, how long does it take you to even donate 5,000? What if you could raise like what's the cap at
There should be a donate
700,000 or
all
something?
button,
Yeah,
Then again, there
like
should
for
be
the end of it.
There should be a dismantle all shaders button, and
Oh
Yeah,
my
there's
god.
a lot of
that ain't
things that-
happening.
there's a lot of things like that we really need. So 3.6 billion fractaline has been invested as of noon yesterday. 3.6 billion. So it's going to grow exponentially, I imagine. So we're going to, whatever the
No,
fucking...
that's donations, not in.
Is it?
Yeah, that's donations.
Well, you know what? Sassy wrote these notes up for me, so I blame him.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Here is a look at current fractaline donation tracking as of
Here we are.
noon.
Donation.
I'll pull that up.
PST.
So here's the graph. Here you go. Look at that. We're at 3.6 billion donated already. So there's a lot of people not investing and being reckless with their fractal line. I'm rattled. I've got to move. We've got to change the subject.
So investing in stonks. Investing
in the stonks. But I mean, really, the fact that they made a Saint 14 stonks meme is the only part of that whole thing that I really care about. So I'm going to save that for forever.
Amazing.
And it's my favourite thing ever. But probably the meat and bones of the TWAB this week was the elemental change, or the ability to re-roll the elemental affinity of Armor 2.0 gear, which is big business, really. The deal is players will soon be able to change the element of their armor. So gone are the days of getting a God roll Lunafaction and it's solo or whatever. So you can get in there. I mean, I've got a pair of Dune Marches that I've had for forever that all my shit's void. Their arc. And I just kind of make do with the mods I can put on them because they've got a fucking good roll on them. I'm looking forward to being able to change them. As much as the other part of it is that the cost of changing it is everything you've invested into that piece of armor plus one upgrade module. So
yeah,
it's going to sting, I think. And I think there's been people, it's the Destiny community. Yeah. People who've been fucking upset about the fact that they have to, it's going to cost them something. But I don't think that's overly bad, right? Like if you've committed to masterworking something, you've got to be pretty fond of it already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
So,
all of my masterwork stuff I wouldn't change.
I thought Riss was going for the newest member on the podcast with the amount of sloth smoke puff.
just vape. We've missed a scheduled vapor. We're gonna have to get you back on just for up the vape content.
The things you did
podcast.
wrong is you forgot to do a really long inhale that was right into the microphone.
Yeah, can you breathe harder into your microphone?
Exhale.
Yeah, that'll do.
Anyway,
one of the things I'm really excited about with this change, so this actually changes this season as well, along with the main goal for a lot of things. So right now, the goals that people are after is not even getting armor for this season because it's not worth it. Next season, it just changes and then we get new mods and stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that later. The other thing is grinding for God roll gear. Once you get a piece of God roll gear, you can change that to whatever you want. And then suddenly you're searching for the Ascendant shards, for the enhancement prisms, the enhancement cores, all those things that are going to change it if you need so. So you search for one God roll, and then you can get things which are rather consistent, which I very much prefer. I prefer being able to force an item to be incredibly good and to have that rather than get that 0.01% chance. And
yeah, so you sort of gets you close enough, and then you can invest in it to make it perfect, basically.
Yeah. So other games like Diablo do this incredibly well, where you can literally invest a ridiculous amount of resources to force out an item that you want. So that didn't really exist in Destiny, and now that this does happen, these changes coming through are insane for me. They really change how I want to grind certain items in the game.
That it gives legs to something that is like, if you get a piece of armor that has the same affinity as something that you've got that is already really good, and you're not interested in changing it, that you can go, okay, well, I've got this bit of gear that I wouldn't have a use for under the current system, but being able to re-roll it, you may be able to go, okay, well, cool, I'll start building another set that's focused on whatever anything else, like Arc or whatever. So yeah. I don't know. I can't see it being a bad thing in any way. I mean, yeah, it's steep to re-roll shit you've masterworked, but it should be. It shouldn't be cheap. Otherwise, people would just have one set of gear and be flitting through it, just re-rolling the affinity on it constantly. And that's clearly not what they want. They want people to go through and build sets. And I think that's, it's worthwhile. That's what fans talk about.
I mean, I assume there was Twitter rage involved with this. Was it Twitter rage? I mean, I just tuned it all.
Yeah, there was.
It's
before I even
community.
got to read it, I read the rage.
Well, I think we normally do because they post.
What's going on?
I usually, exactly. I think every Australian wakes up in the morning because it's been posted at, actually, you're probably still awake. We posted 2-3 a.m. or something, and then
yeah, Yeah,
you
no,
wake
yeah.
up, you wake up to like
Just having dinner then.
You're like, okay, you're like a little detective. Like, I wonder what's pissing everyone else off. You got to like trace it back through the Twitter feed to work out what they're fucking angry
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
Destiny in
one
a
thing.
nutshell. Nutshell, sorry.
One thing I wanted to ask you guys.
Did you say
'cause,
nutshell?
I said nutshell. I don't know. I mean, it's been.
Nutshell.
I'm still trying not
In
to
a
say
nutshell.
fucking fractaline, man. Just fuck off and leave me alone.
I will admit,
Twitter
I
in
was
a nutshell.
Googling why is gasoline spelled like gasoline for a little bit there. I thought, no, this can wait till after the podcast.
I don't know. It's pertinent information. I'd appreciate it. It's from a French word.
Gotta go study English next.
Yeah.
So, just on the topic of the outrage, because I think a lot of it was around, oh, there's too many resources that you have to give up in order to change it and whatever. I'm not really in that position because the only thing that's fun really these days in Destiny for me is just farming 980 Nightfalls, and that gives you a ridiculous amount of resources. But are you guys scared that you're going to like run out too much or don't have enough opportunities to get these resources to make the best use of it?
Well, I think the thing is, if you're
Not for
chasing a
me.
god roll, you're going to have the resources. So it's sort of like it's a self-fulfilling.
Yeah.
Like if
I
you're
mean-
that intensive, right? Aren't you going to have them or not?
I've masterworked of
yeah.
my full set of gear that I use all the time, and it's basically sniper hand cannon build and whatever. And I've got pretty reasonable rolls and everything thanks to Iron Banner. And like that's kind of the deal. And I've managed to, through the course of time, like I didn't have all the resources sitting there to be able to do it because I'm not super into Nightfalls and shit. So I don't have them sitting in the bank. But through the course of it, yeah, I've managed to upgrade all my shit. And really, I'm only playing 3 days a week. So I think that's ultimately pretty casual in terms of things. So I think that people are going to be able to do it if it's what they choose to do. But I also think that for like the more hardcore end of the community, like you, fam, is that it'll give you the opportunity to really grind and really work for things. And I think that that's equally important. So I don't know. I mean, like obviously the more depth they give a system, it's always going to, you know, the people who are just dipping their toe in it aren't going to get really the value out of it. So I think it's fine. I think it's totally fine.
So let me ask this question. How does this change the game plan for you, Phammy? Like with having a set that you can roll now.
I'm not really worried. I'm not really in a rush to get any of the current season set stuff because again, we're going to get into that later with all the other changes and stuff like that. But and knowing that I can switch it up on the fly is fine and all. And if I find something that has a hugely high stat, I'm going to keep it regardless. Mm-hmm. Coming into next season, I am going to be very vigilant about every single piece of armor that I get that could be high stat and reserve it and then potentially be able to make builds out of it. A lot of the times these days, I see something that's solar or arc, it's instantly gone. I don't care about it.
So it's going to increase your hoarding capacities. What is the what is the functional like? What is a Phammy from last week compared to a Phammy now that can do this? Like, what would be the functional? Like, have you already got a build in mind that you know will functionally be like, hey, this is going to destroy? Or like, what does that function look like? Because for me, I'm like, do they really make that much of a difference for someone who's super casual like me? That when it comes to playing anyway, I'm like, well, obviously, I'm not going to bother grinding it because it's not how I play the game. But for someone at your end, can you see like the function of this, of having this set, it's going to be really boost me to allow me to do this, that, and the other?
Yeah. So a lot of these sets, I'm really looking to max out certain things depending on the class. So if I'm running a hunter, definitely getting 100 mobility is really important for me.
Yeah.
Having a dodge for a variety of different circumstances, including 980 Nightfalls and in raids is really useful. But also there's the whole idea about worlds firsts. The whole goal for a lot of us coming into a new season is preparing for a new raid and preparing for a world's first. So being able to have this gear and change it exactly how we want. We're looking for a certain amount of recovery because we want to be able to recover fast naturally. And stuff is going to be hitting you harder. So you're going to be, needing to recover more, having your class abilities up so that you can get out of sticky situations, especially for good example is Bottom Tree Night Stalker going invisible. You could literally just pop a smoke nade on your feet, go invisible, stay safe for a bit, get more information. In terms of the other stats, I reckon I reckon discipline's probably
So,
the most.
but these stats aren't going to be different with the affinities, right? You still have to grind, but you can just match your affinities. Like, what's the impact of the affinity change though?
The
Well, the mods you
affinities
can put in it.
mean, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how is
Yeah.
that going to change? Because that seems like what you're already doing. So how's it going to change having
So-
different affinities?
The reason I'm more willing to think about these certain stats is because I'm less focused on getting that arc, void, or solar affinity itself, and more focused
And just
getting
on the
a key
stat
item
now.
that I can
Right.
feel
Yeah,
the affinity on.
because like he was
Right.
saying, if he got a good roll piece of armor and it came with solar, that's deleted
it was gone.
straight away.
Okay,
Whereas
see, I didn't even think
now-
about that. Okay, so now you can
Yeah,
focus on
like
stats.
that's not
and
even
everything
something that
can
you
change.
vault.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's
Okay,
really
I get it.
important.
Shit.
It's especially important to be able to switch that, considering the fact that the artifact exists. The artifact generally will be able to dictate what the meta is, because right now, having to use pulse rifles and scout rifles for unstoppable stuff might be necessary, in which case having like a scout rifle or pulse rifle loader or something else will be really good.
Yeah.
Right.
One
See,
thing
this
that is
is we need smart people like this always on the podcast because we just gloss over everything.
One thing's incredibly good, especially if Izanagi's
Yeah.
doesn't get changed, is having sniper rifle enhanced loader. If you don't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
that,
Oh, yeah.
Hell
Izanagi's will reload so fucking slowly.
Yeah, it's fucking
So
slow, man. It's
my
fucking
gloves
slow. I live
will-
there right now.
They will
This is my
almost
home.
always
Yeah.
be void. Almost
Yeah.
always be void in
Yeah.
like 99% of scenarios.
So
yeah,
do you
and
think?
at the moment, yeah,
Sorry, Riz.
I can't do that on particular
Right.
loadouts.
Do you?
So
like,
by giving you ability in the affinity has opened up really for you to just chase the stat rolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
do you like with
You
your
can do
approach to
things
world's
faster and
first
better.
stuff now, fam?
Mm.
Like with your approach to world first stuff, do you just try and build a really solid like generalist set that you're probably not going to have to do now? Like,
Yeah, so that moves on to the next point in the TWAB, if we wanted to move on. Is it TWAB?
absolutely, TWAB. It's TWAB. I don't know. I'm
TWAB.
just rattled. I probably say everything wrong. What do you say? Come on, Frisk. You're the arbiter of fucking truth
TWAB.
of pronunciation. Right, good. Got one right.
TWAB.
Yes.
TWAB.
So
There's no R
starting
in it,
next
so it's
starting
a
next
TWAB.
season, the seasonal armor mod socket will also be able to be slotted with seasonal mods from the season before and after that season. So that's a fucking confusing sentence.
Wait,
if
say
you-
again? What?
The
Seasonal mods.
seasonal mods from the season before and after the season that the piece of armor was acquired in will be able to be slotted into it. So if you pick up stuff this season, you'll be able to put season of the Undying mods in it and season of whatever comes next in it, and this season obviously. So I think it's a big change, and it's kind of like a part of me wonders why they've made that the way it is. Why not just like, okay, well, they're all going to work going forward. But I think there's an element of control that they're trying to retain on, you know, like being able to move things out of the fucking game if they become over the top, right? Like, I don't know.
You got to
I'm interested in
rotate
that.
things to keep things fresh.
True.
Like you don't want to be rolling the same things. Yeah, you sort of got to force players to try different stuff because that encourages creativity to try different builds and do different things. And I think, you know, it gets stale if you don't rotate them through. But I mean, that's
Yeah, I mean,
know.
I haven't
You guys
seen any of the seasonal mods yet that are like super batshit powerful, but I'm interested to see whether people come up with different ways of combining them in like this, because like obviously this wasn't the intention when they built the system. It was, you know, like it's something that they've done because the system's not panned out quite as well as what they'd hoped, I imagine. But I don't know. It'd be interesting.
I'd like to ask Riss a question real quick. Just about mods and stuff like that. Are there any scenarios where someone's been like, oh, you should equip this mod or this mod, and you've gone to do it, but it's just like it's very confusing with all the armor, like which mod can be applied to which thing and that sort of thing?
Not me, really confusing. No,
Well, 'cause it's
but
like
there
you
has
might-
been.
Mm.
So I haven't had the armor for particular mods that I've needed. And then, you know, you farm for a while and you still don't get it, or you get an arc roll, which is useless. So,
It's
like, I
very
can't.
true, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I still can't use hive armament because I don't have that armor yet.
Yeah.
Still,
And
and I play a lot.
hypothetically, with these changes, any equipment that you get from Garden of Salvation with this system could have hive armaments on it.
Is that the way it's going to work?
No,
I'm
no.
not
It's the
100%
season
sure about
before
that.
and the season after.
Well,
Yeah,
technically, the
so-
season before
Season
That is-
Undying is
It would be, yeah.
opulence. But
Yeah, sorry. So,
oh, maybe I should have kept some of that leafy shit.
well, see, I was talking about this today, and I don't know. I'm not sure why they're doing it for only before and after. Maybe because it would make it a bit confusing for people to put mods on.
I have
But I
no
would
idea what
prefer
the
it
fuck's
if-
happening right now. To be
I would
honest.
prefer it, honestly, if I could just put any mod on whatever, because then I can have my set armor sets, because I have a Void Solar and an Arc, and then I can just, instead of having, 2 seasons ago stuff and then this one and
I
then
don't know.
next
Maybe it's also to
season
encourage
one.
people to collect, right? Like then if there's specific mods that you want to chase
But I
to
already have
use.
so much shit in my vault. I don't need to collect
that's
anymore.
the thing
Hey,
that
what's
harks
happening
back
with
to.
collections? Are we gonna get some better system for collections?
I mean, the collection system
And
was
is there
good
a better
until they
system
brought
for
it
it?
in all the random rolls. Like they need to work out how to like reacquire random rolled gear. That needs to
Yes.
happen because otherwise it's all for naught. Because you can't like re-pull a piece of armor out. You can get like the default shit version of it. That's it. So
Yeah, I see. I can't. I just don't have the motivation to be checking everything, so I don't care enough. But if I knew it would just go into a collection, and when I did have time and motivation, be like, I'm gonna check if I've got anything actually decent, and I could go back and look, and then pull it back out and
Right.
make a gear set. I totally would do that, but I don't have the motivation to do it right then and there because I want to shoot shit. I spend enough fucking time reading Destiny stuff when I'm not playing. I don't want to be reading fucking numbers when I'm playing.
wow. You've just outed yourself because remember you're always into me about why didn't you read the lore while you were playing? Why did you skip it? I'm like, fuck.
I'm on. Yeah, dude, I'm well on that scale now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just, nah.
I don't want to read. I read at work. I'm not here to read. I'm here to shoot shit.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it all pans out because if that is the case, that Season of Opulence stuff is able to be slotted into like Season of the Undying stuff. It'll be in demand. Like people will be running the raid, right, to get that just for that because it'll be the only place you can get anything from it because the activity's phased out. So yeah, I don't know.
So
Interesting.
Running back to the point previously about like world's first prep and stuff like that, that completely changes it because what you want to do if you know a raid is coming out the next season is to get an incredibly good armor set for the previous season, stack it all up with exactly what you want, and then potentially if there's mods that make the raid easier and whatnot, you can instantly put it on that armor. So you are ready to go regardless of the situation. You don't need to farm anything in that particular season because you've already done it in the previous 3 months.
Yeah, dude. I didn't think about it that way. And it's like a reward for being active in this season immediately before it, right? Like you're going to need to remain persistent in sort of So it's not an advantage if you let your gear sort of like become irrelevant over time. Oh man, I'm gonna be fucking grinding again. Shit. Shit. No, I probably won't. I'm lazy. But anyway. So I don't know. I think ultimately very positive changes and adding depth to a system that kind of needed it. Like it was pretty. Like I mean, Armo 2.0 was good and it was welcome when it came, but I think there was kind of always the potential that it could be fleshed out a little bit more. And I'm really happy to see that that's what they're doing with it, that they're not sort of resting on it and going, oh, well, we'll look at weapons 2.0 now instead. I think that they're trying to figure this system out and make it as good as it can possibly be. And then maybe we look at like the weapons down the line, which I think is a better way to go because weapons as it stands are kind of like that's what most of the grind's for, at least for me. I'm grinding for weapons. I'm not grinding for armor all that much. So yeah, cool. All right, so the other thing that is incredibly important that's in the TWAB, given the conversation that we've just had, is that Iron Banner is back at Reset next week and it's a really fucking reliable source of good quality armor that you will be able to use and re-roll as soon as these changes come into fucking into being. So I'd recommend that as much as Iron Banner late in a season is not the super coolest thing to be doing, it would be a great time to jump in and do it now if you've not done it already. Go in and get through your quest.
I like Iron Banner.
I don't mind it. I can play it, but I'm sort of like in that middle of the bell curve skill tier where I don't just get everything isn't super fucking sweaty all the time. But there's also the light level advantage stuff that is going to make it difficult because it is the back end of the season. So people who've been grinding persistently for the entire season at this point are going to have a pretty distinct advantage. So there is that to bear in mind. A few other things, a few other rats and mice issues in the hotfix stuff, but I'm not going to jump into that. So it's sort of all, like stuff you can read yourself if you check the TWAB. We can't really add any value to just they fixed a few glitches. So there's that.
I mean, you think that, but my whole channel was built upon reading stuff people couldn't be bothered reading, essentially.
These are bullet points, man. Like literal fucking bullet points. And you don't have to do anything to acquire them except go to bungie.net and click on the fucking link. That's it. Go.
Just hotfix read.
I really just don't want to read it because they're kind of boring and that's to the point. So we'll do that. But at this point in the show, we normally jump into a little bit of Maddie's Law. Maddie, what do you got cooking for this week?
Well, what's that name? In a town. You know how I hadn't read the
In a town.
I don't think anyone read the.
I did.
In a tam?
In a tam or is it in a tam?
In a tam?
Yeah. The Scion, and they released the narrative preview for it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I didn't notice it until we actually opened up the TWAB, and I hadn't seen many people post about it. And I actually forgot. I don't know if you guys know, but they actually released a previous one called Sisters like a while ago. And that's
it's been a weird sort of staggered release of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if people just I trying to work out what's going on with not just Destiny, but like Destiny Law. I think it's a little bit low at the moment. I don't know if everyone's sort of just waiting for the next thing to drop, so maybe it's just low in general. But yeah, anyway, so I read that and tried to work out what the whole story was regarding that. It's in the not Infinite Forest, in the Sundial activity, what the story was. Essentially, it was like three sisters who were Scions, and they merged like an old Goku Dragon Ball Z fusion to become Inatam. And someone said something really cool. The way the word was, I think it's Egyptian, and it means something like fusion or something like that. Someone predicted it on Reddit way back when.
They do a lot of Egyptian stuff.
Yeah, they get a lot of the names have some sort of symbolic meaning in general. Nearly all the namings, especially narrative. So I'm trying to stall because I'm trying to open my script to bring up my fucking notes. Anywho, I got caught in this sort of storm of signs are really cool, and it was meant to be a video about Inatem, and then I ended up just talking about Scions in general because they're like a super powerful species that were enslaved by the Cabal, and we've never really had much information. They've sort of never really expanded on the Scions. We got a lot when they had Callus come along. So you remember the Suck Room in Leviathan? That is Callus's nightmare realm, and he basically had a Scion council.
What room?
The what?
The Suck Room.
What room?
The Suck Room.
The Suck Room.
Yeah, I know.
Don't try and make it something that it's not. It's wholesome family content, this podcast. Will not allow it.
Anyway, so he had they maintained the Suck Room. Do you remember back on Mars with Phobos spinning in its orbit?
Yeah.
Also was a weapon of the Scions, or thought to be a weapon of the Scion flares that put Phobos there, ready to release it and destroy the planet if they needed to. So I went down this rabbit hole and found out all the cool stuff that Scions did. Like Callus had a Scion champion, the Shadows of Callus. He had a Scion, which is basically the best of the best, like fighters. So that was decent as well. The Leviathan's Breath, I never actually read the lore tab for that. And that was initially owned by Scion, which is really weird because you never obviously see a Scion use a bow. And because Callus used to collect trophies of like monsters and stuff, this Scion would hunt it with a bow and apparently killed Ahamkara, killed a dragon, killed giant sea monsters, killed a whole bunch of stuff and brought it to Callus. So another powerful Scion. So it was sort of like...
So he could like
Yeah, that was
solo,
really cool.
this Scion could solo Riven with Leviathan's breath.
Yeah, this Scion.
But their like little power thing shoots a purple thing at you and you fly away.
I mean, a lot of the ones that use weapons use like combine their like telekinetic powers with it. Like some of them were assassins and snipers, and they would so this one would slow her breathing and steady her motion with telekinetic manipulation. So they're usually quite good at killing people, which makes you think how the fuck did they get enslaved? Like,
that's the part I want to fucking know more about. Like, if they're so good, why are they fucking slave rates more or less?
So that was the build up, right? Is the next law video is like super powerful Scions. These are all the examples of like uber powerful Scions, but they're still enslaved. Don't have the answer to that yet. But the whole point of the Sundial activity was these three sisters wanted to free the Scions from slavery. And the way that they were going to do that is they found the sundial and they're like, we can start manipulating time. And the main goal that they wanted to do was to go back and impact the Red War or impact the events of the Red War. And they actually wanted to keep Gaul around and keep Gaul alive because they wanted to manipulate him as sort of a puppet and a puppeteer. Obviously, we got caught wind of that and we do a Guardians do best. We went in and just
kill everything.
Just
turn up like,
the
fuck you guys.
Was you just killed Scions that were just trying to, release themselves from slavery. There you go.
Yeah, wow.
Big
good
memes.
guy Guardians. Just being horrible.
Good guy Guardians. Just being horrible. Yeah. So
I suddenly really want to play Sundial a whole lot more. Not gonna lie.
That's the best part. Like, I mean, it is kind of like I've done a little bit of it. Like I've done what I needed to do, and it's cool and all. But like the best part of that for me is that backstory. Like I really like I read that all before I did any of it. So going in and going, oh, okay, this is who this is. I wish that was in the game better, but I understand that like if it was in the game better, then Matt wouldn't need a channel, so that it kind of suck.
Yeah. And actually, here's a kicker. Here's the twist at the end, right? So the three Scions fused together, but there was actually a fourth Scion, which is told to you in the narrative preview. I don't even think it's called a narrative preview. They used to call it narrative previews. I don't know if it's still called that.
Well, it's not a preview if it's happening, is it?
Exactly. I don't know if it's called. They used to be called narrative previews, but the lore on Bungie's website.
What about just narrative?
Narrative.
Yeah, it's just narrative. That's narrative. It, Matt. Well, narrative will do.
Yeah. So there was a fourth sister or a fourth Scion called Amtech. And apparently she just joined minds, but not body. And the whole purpose was she was like a redundancy system. So if the sisters failed, she was somehow meant to either bring them back or provide revenge or to lift them up when they had failed. So even though we killed that one big Scion, potentially there is the third.
So she joined their minds. So if they're... And they joined their bodies, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work if we killed.
And then, but like, so if their bodies are destroyed,
is it the Matrix where if you die,
she like got their mind
powerful now?
Then
I'm just thinking it's probably similar to when Goku did a. No, I don't know. I don't know how it worked. Don't know. It just says. They basically say like
Cabal raid confirmed.
If we fail, you will succeed where we fail, basically. So there you go.
I don't know. I mean, I think that
don't be too excited. Fuck you then.
No. I think there's obviously something left. There's something left to come, right? Because like there'll be something event that closes out this
excited.
Season. Man, it's like reading a kid's book and getting fired up about it. We're not going to do that.
I do that every night, mate.
Yeah, you got to try hard. I know. Yeah, you got to sell it. Otherwise, they don't care. All right. Well, what we might do, we might open up the chat, and if you're rocking on in chat and you've got any questions, please feel free to fire away, and we'll do it. We'll do our best to answer them. But we normally just go nuts and go off topic. So is there anything anyone wants to talk about? Just quickly.
Look, this is a cool way to do this section. Have you guys heard any like gaming news or anything that's come up at the moment that you want to chat about? Just heard Sonic, apparently pretty good. Sonic movie.
I
Apparently.
have seen stuff about that as well.
I had
Yeah.
faith. I had faith.
Came out. That
Really?
was crap.
Yeah. Like the only thing that I had a problem with in the original trailer was how Sonic looked. And they fixed it. They did really well.
Yeah, apparently Jim Carrey does well. I mean, when has he ever made a fucking bad movie?
Oh, dude, he's going to be like a maniacal bad guy. It's just basically, hey, Jim Carrey, can you be Jim Carrey for a minute? No worries, easy. I reckon it'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited about it now, and I'm like, as Pham said, the one thing that I was really sort of put off by was the teeth. I think the teeth just fucked it for everyone. Yeah, too much teeth.
Hey, apparently, didn't that company go under after they fucking fixed that movie? I heard something like that.
I haven't heard
The
that.
animation company or
I'm on the case.
visual effects company.
I hope not, because they've done a good job of like rolling it back, right?
Don't know. Anyway, I saw stuff like that. Apparently, it's witty, it's funny, it's a kids' movie, but it's a good time. So there you go.
Fucking
Go see
love
some-
kids' movies.
Kids
I
movies
love-
are the best.
Pixar,
Shrek.
Pixar movies
Shrek
are
and
my
stuff like that.
fucking weakness. Pixar movies
Yeah.
kill me. I love that shit.
I can't watch Wall-E. It just makes me generally emotional
Yeah.
because I really think that I'm going to end up fat drinking fucking.
Wall-E.
We've got a cross live to Phammy,
No,
reporter on the
man.
street about Sonic the Hedgehog. Go Phammy.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much, Mylan. So it is actually reported on the 13th of December 2019 that the Moving Picture Company, the company Vancouver, the animation studio that assisted with the redesign of the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog movie, did shut down.
Told ya.
Boo! Mylan knows.
So
There you
guess
go.
what? You internet rages. How many people? It was a lot of people too. It was like was it 300 of people or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Thanks,
A
reporter
lot of
Phammy.
people, yeah.
Wow, that's depressing.
Holy
I
shit.
feel bad for
That's
those people.
sad.
That sucks.
Go and
Yeah.
enjoy your fucking Sonic movie. Give all your money to the movie studio whilst the visual effect company got shut down.
Oh, no.
All right. Anyway,
Rip.
as a quick aside, Salmon wants to know, Matt, what is your favorite Dragon Ball Z character?
I think it's Piccolo because I always just think about Dragon Ball Z Abridged, where they do the dub, like the stupid dubbed versions, and he's training with Gohan, and Gohan's turning into the monkey, and he just goes moon, and he just blows up the moon. It just screams moon and like just destroys the moon. It's like, great, now we've got no fucking moon. Good one, but now Gohan
There's
does
no
turn into a
tides
monkey.
ever again.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
So Piccolo.
my
That's
favorite
good. That's a
character.
nice decisive answer. Good
Yeah.
job. Right, let's go through.
I never watched that.
Dragon
Never
Ball
watched
Z.
Dragon Ball?
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Should.
I
What
watched
was,
a little.
what was your childhood?
Yeah.
What was your childhood cartoon?
That's a good question. Look, I don't remember a lot of my childhood.
Must have been bad cartoons. Jesus.
I can't remember, honestly.
I don't know. It's funny when you get into conversations like that. Like we have that with Sass because Sass is a lot younger than us. And when we're playing shit, we'll make references to like Simpsons episodes from the early 90s. And he's like, it goes straight over his head because he wasn't fucking born. So like, I don't know. It's a weird one. Fan, what was your childhood cartoon? Like if you had to name one that summed up what was the pervasive cartoon of your childhood?
Still my favorite show to this day, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, right.
It's a fucking.
Oh my god, I
serious
love
man.
that.
Such
I
a good
rewatched
show.
that not long ago.
Same.
Like
Same.
a couple of weeks ago. I
Mhm.
rewatched the whole
How
thing.
bad was the live action though?
No, that
What live
yeah.
Oh my god, don't
That was
even. Don't watch it.
There
Fans
was a live
repress the
action.
memory of don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty
He's
sure it's on
repressed it.
Netflix as well.
I'm pretty sure there wasn't a live action movie at all.
Not
So
to my mind.
You've
Not to
blocked
mine.
it from your
There is.
memory.
Oh, I just got a message. Apparently, the Earth King is requesting my presence. I gotta go.
Oh, God.
Well, we've just
Commitment.
dove full in.
Fucking
Full
commitment.
in. I don't know, Matt. What was yours? What was your cartoon?
To be honest, Dragon Ball Z was like, I think I've told this story. We used to record it on VHS because no fucking person could ever watch the whole episode. But on Cheese TV, how the fuck did you watch the whole episode and get to school on time? There was no possible way. It started at like 8 o'clock
Yeah, that was
and finished at
cruel.
8:30, and you
That was
couldn't get
cruel.
to school on time. So I had to fucking record it on a VHS. And when I got home, me and my brother would sit down and watch it. So there you go. I think it was yeah,
What a
yeah.
beautiful. Mine's easy. Mine's just Transformers. That's literally everything ever for me. That or Astro Boy, which probably shows my age, given that was made in fucking.
Yeah, you're fucking
Astro Boy.
Ninja Turtles was up.
Boy.
Ninja Turtles was up there a lot for me as well.
Ninja Turtles is
Turtles as a
great,
kid, yeah.
Still pretty good.
Any of those era like animations, like Ninja Turtles and Batman, they were fucking had great fight scenes, man. They were always good. They were always really good.
Even though they still make sick Ninja Turtles like cartoons, I just download them for the girls because at least that way I can watch it. It's not like fucking My Little Pony or whatever.
Someone put the X-Men like series in that same like decade. Man,
the
that was
fucking thing.
good.
I won't punish everyone playing it on guitar, but I can. All right, Saint wants to know: do I cut all the sleeves off my flannies, or do I buy them like that? No, I unstitch them. You can't cut them, mate. You can't cut them, or they fucking like roll in and go weird. You got to unstitch them.
Is that just because they're too hot otherwise, or?
No, I don't know. It's just a thing that I do. I just don't like sleeves. I'm just abolishing sleevery. That's it.
Sleevery. Wow.
Yeah. Have you not seen that? Oh, heaps, man. Fuck. I'm surprised. It's probably been years since I've done it. So there's that, and the Abraham Lincoln with the right to bear arms wearing a sleeveless shirt. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things.
Took a while. I was like, oh, I get it now. Yeah, good.
It's one of those things that I just got in the habit of with like back in the band days and never grew out of it. So you don't need sleeves. They're completely superfluous. Your arms will be fine without them. So just get rid of them. That's what I say. Just pointless. Just an extra bit. They could save a lot of money, I imagine, if they just made like didn't make sleeves on any shirts. There you go.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm trying
They
to save
do
the
make
planet.
shirts like that.
Yeah. But like if they didn't make any shirts with sleeves on them, think of how much fabric they'd save.
Oh,
Like there was always a sleeve.
Well,
There was no, like sleeves didn't exist. I think we'd be better off as a species.
not everywhere is Australia, mate. Like, there's other places that are pretty cold.
Like people in the Arctic Circle, like, fuck.
I like seeing, because if Log travels, he doesn't adjust his attire. He'll wear the same shit. So if you took like Log to the snow, he'll be that one fucking Australian walking around with thongs and
Shorts.
like sleeveless shirts.
Come back with no fingers.
And fucking trucker shorts. Oh, it's a bit fucking chilly, isn't it? You're like, yeah, no shit, because you got no fucking clothes on.
I did do that in Melbourne, hey. Melbourne was fucked when we were down there, like weather-wise for PAX. It was nice, but it was always like you'd wake up and it was cold. And then by fucking 11 a.m. it'd be hot, and then it'd rain, and then it'd be humid, and then like Melbourne, sort your shit out.
Melbourne has the weirdest weather.
Oh, it's just
it's been like that for years now. We just deal with it. Like,
how do you survive?
You walk outside. You don't. You just
You don't.
You just die.
Yeah. I was one day, like a month back or something, I ordered some fish and chips, and it's just down the road. And I was like, great, all right, I'll go get it in 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, it's pouring outside. Like 10 minutes before that, there was not even a cloud in sight. I couldn't see anything, and I had to walk in the rain. You just have to deal with it.
Yep.
That sounds horrible.
Wow. It does sound bad. It does sound...
How did you get your fish and chips back without them getting wet in the rain?
I just put it in a bag.
Did they give you a bag, or did you take one with you?
Oh, I bought it back.
Wow. Like a Coles one? Like 20 cents or?
Well, you could just like put it under your shirt and walk over.
Yeah, you could.
Protect it with your body.
There was nothing made me
Then
happier
you'd be
than
warm
seeing you
and
running
your
with
chips would
fucking...
be dry.
With seeing a family run through Mel with fish and chips under his shirt, just getting completely drenched, and be like, ha, nerd.
Wow, you're a fucking cruel man.
Wow.
All right, is there
drives
anything else
past
that we
and
want to
splashes him.
sledge or pick apart or attack or anything in chat that you want? Like, we'll just solve the problems of the world because that's what we're doing here. It seems just calling bullshit on Melbourne's weather and getting rid of sleeves universally, I think, would just make the world a better place. Novik asked, fam, are you going to GCX and will he or she get a hug? Say, get a hug.
Yes. Novik knows he's getting a hug from me. Like, it's regardless. I've known him for God knows how long.
Cool.
But yeah, I am going to GCX. I actually do need to book flights very, very soon, which is very, very exciting.
Same.
Super, super keen for it.
Femi and I are going to fight at GCX.
Yeah.
It's going to be a whole event.
We should
Place
do
best.
some like YouTube beef like that, and we can have like a boxing.
There's
fucking
definitely
ticketed
beef.
event.
Thank
Yeah,
God
it's
chat's
safe.
between us right now. Otherwise,
I mean, to be honest, I would have my money on wrist. Just
Yeah, I'd put my money on wrist too. Not gonna lie.
so, did you see that fucking demonic smile that happened then when I said that? That's how you fucking know.
Yeah.
That's how you fucking know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Punch
mean,
onto
there's a
the
reason I was
car.
balking at saying fractaline.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally the reason, like, one of the first interactions me and Riss have had. The
We
only
were
other
just
one.
screaming,
yeah.
fight me in each other's
Yeah.
faces. That's what happened when we met.
There was alcohol involved, so we'll blame that. But
Yeah.
Jugs in chat is suggesting that they get an octagon at GCX just for people to
Do
go and
it.
crush beefs. Matt, you gonna go? You interested?
You know I love fight. You know I love
I
fighting.
know, you've
I'll
got-
fight.
Oh, you want to know my
anyone.
water level? I'm at 280. Yeah, 280.
Where did you start at,
there
though?
we go.
Where did you start at?
Start at 500.
Wow, that's a
That's not
solid
bad.
intake. I'm proud of you. I don't know. I mean, I've got
Thanks.
no
250
benchmark.
now.
Good on you, mate. Good. Keep hydrated. Stay hydrated. It's
Thanks.
important.
Did
See,
I
it's
tell you?
good.
Did I
Drink out
tell
of a
you
jug.
about the? Now that we're right in the back end of the podcast, this is when we tell all the secrets because we know no one else will be listening.
Yeah, we've tested everyone whether they're going to stay tuned in for
Yeah.
fucking 10 minutes of dribbling shit. Now it's all good stuff.
Now we're gonna did I tell you about the Bucks night I went to, and it would just ended up being like a fight night because everyone would just wanted to wrestle.
You did tell me about that. Yeah, you did.
Did I
I'm
say it
pretty
on the
sure-
podcast?
I'm pretty sure you did because I remember someone getting a
Alright.
dick in their face. That was the.
Oh yeah. That was me. I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I have to give context.
Oh,
to that. No, I'm just leaving it at that.
I don't know. It's within the
End of
last 10
story.
episodes
So,
of the podcast. But late last year, if you want to go find it, go find it.
Yeah, you get on it. I do
Go on,
remember a
scavenger
part
hunt.
where one guy was like, well, just what do you call it? Not wrestling. Fucking roughhousing. Well, just roughhousing, right? Roughhousing. And one guy was on bottom. Someone just came along with like barbecue sauce. I don't know why he opened his mouth, went like that, and he's like, all his barbecue sauce. He's like, all his barbecue sauce went and like just spat it
Spat.
onto the carpet. A whole mouthful of barbecue sauce. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? It's like his face is fucked up. All the tables like a wrestling ring in the middle. Anyway, there you go.
That's
Wrestling.
disgusting. Thanks for that
They're
disgusting
wrestling.
story. You know what happened to me last night? That was just a random
that's
fucking
weird.
thing. I went to bed at about 11 o'clock and I opened the window because there was a nice breeze. And there was just someone out in the valley, out here, like across the valley, singing Cry Me a River by fucking Justin Timberlake. Like fucking appallingly bad, but with such conviction that I couldn't help but stand there and listen to it. And I'm like, I don't know
Did
who
you
that
clap
person
when they finished?
No, I just felt emotionally drained.
No.
Dude, where do you live? You always have the funniest shit that happens in the front of your house.
I live in Newcastle.
amazing.
It's a zoo. It's you'll have to come
So
visit.
what-
It's
Was
yeah.
he what? Could you see him or could you just hear him? singing?
It was a lady. I
Oh,
assume
right.
in her backyard somewhere, fucking on the other side of the valley, just belting it out at like 11 p.m. and sounding very, very upset and doing a woeful job of any kind of tune. It was just fucking nuts. And I thought it was Valentine's Day, so maybe it's just a bad breakup or something.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Oh, she was. Oh, yeah, right.
That changes the entire story if it's on
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
Oh
because
my
it
God.
was.
That was the only reason I didn't be the true Novocastrian that I am and just yell, shut the fuck up out the window. Maybe that's why no one did, because normally someone would around here, almost certainly. But that was, it was weird. It was, I don't know. Anyway, that's my story.
That's
Random shit that happened to
sad.
me in the last 24 hours. Good. All right, well, what we might do, we might wrap up there because we've talked ourselves to a standstill. But if you've made it this far into the podcast and you're still listening for whatever reason, I don't know why, but thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching it on YouTube. Thank you for fucking your continued support. Fam, where can people find you if they want to find you? Twitch every day, all day. Like not
Just say
IRL.
every day.
Don't give your address, please.
You can come to my backyard. I host barbecues every weekend, even if it's raining, so it's great all the time.
And you can sing Justin Timberlake really badly, but emotionally.
really badly. You must be emotionally scarred though in order to come along. We got to bring
Beautiful.
all the people together.
Sounds like a great time.
I
Which
mean, if you're getting them
fan,
from
yeah.
chat, I mean, that's what chat is, right?
Yeah, we're all in this together, chat. Everyone here can come along. And yeah, just Phammy on Twitch, Pham the Banana on Twitter. You know,
Fam the
I'm
banana.
around.
Why Fam the banana?
I'm pretty sure I mentioned this, but
Was
like,
Phammy not available?
I don't think it is available, or it's taken by one of those accounts that just doesn't tweet at all. But
Yeah.
I originally was my Snapchat name, and I was just like, Snapchat name, Pham the something. Oh, there's a banana. Sure, why not?
You're on
What
Snapchat
most
with
people don't
Fam the
know
banana, right?
is no one's actually seen Phammy from the waist down, and he's actually half banana.
It's true.
I was going in a different direction with that, but we're going to leave it there. That's fine.
Okay, I'm not gonna make any comments.
Like, well done, Fam. Never mind.
Okay, I'm gonna head out.
Well,
Yeah, right.
I'm interested to see that Snapchat, boy.
I mean, you're setting some fucking expectations with the name, dude.
I know.
I'm going to fucking hang
Pham
on.
the banana.
It's short, like this. Okay, you know, there's like little lolly bananas. That's the ones I was thinking of. I swear.
Well, that turned on his head really quick, didn't it?
Just to set everyone's expectations. You know those little lolly bananas?
This has just brought the fucking podcast full circle to what you were talking about before we went live with the comparing the size of two different mice. And Matt goes to Penny, put your dick against it so I can see how big it is. It's a fucking huge mouse. Anyway,
Oh god.
terrible podcast.
Terrible. Yeah, but we know that if they got this far,
Wonderful.
it's fine.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I've
No
done
one's
the
listening
gauntlet.
still.
No
Still,
one's listening.
except the 100 people that are watching it live, but whatever.
No,
That's their
no
problem.
one's
They can go and see their psychologist or whatever
That
they need
is
to do to get
what's
over it. Riss, where can people find you? Please, just change the subject.
Rissmeister on Twitch and Twitter. That's it.
Good stuff.
It's easy peasy.
Consistent. I like it.
Mm.
Yep.
Good stuff.
No
It's hard
bananas
to
in
be
my name.
consistent when someone has your name. I'm searching up right now. I'm
You
gonna
know, we need
message
to find out who they are and like fucking strong arm them. Like we need to find out who they are and be like, hey, you need to sort your shit out. Get out of fucking Fammy's domain. There's probably people following them going, like, well, what is this garbage? I'm here for Phammy. But anyway, Matt,
How much you reckon, like the average, like let's just someone has that account, like how much would you have to pay them to release it? You reckon?
I feel like you ask them, and if they're really relaxed about it, they'll generally give you it. But I could see it going up to like a couple hundred if they really are being dicks about it.
are they?
I think it
Is
would
there anyone? Does
depend
anyone follow
on
it?
how big they
you
view
are.
you as.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually do have a couple followers, but they haven't posted since November, so maybe.
Claim
work.
it. Good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pressure 'em.
They do Twitter clean up accounts like that.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I know Twitch do.
If you
Inactive.
haven't
But it hasn't been
streamed.
used for a couple of years.
Fuck, I
No,
better get on
No,
Mullen
not
game.
not if you haven't streamed, if you haven't used it at all, like logged in.
Better fucking pull out a stream, Matt. First one this fucking lunar year. Mylan
Well, I
Games
did that.
once per
do you
financial year
remember I did-
streams.
Do you remember I did that fucking that Bungie one, and so my stats were just off the hook, and then all of a sudden Streamlabs were contacting me and
because you did one stream in a 6-month period, and it was like.
I told the guy, look, this is not normal. I don't normally stream, and it's not usually in front of so many people. Oh, no, it's all right, mate. I can get it. Whatever.
Yeah, send me free shit. No worries.
Yeah.
All right, well,
remember that. Yeah.
I'm just killing time because I'm looking for someone to host into.
Oh yeah, so, I can keep talking because I actually did match you in one of those games, Mylan.
Oh really?
But that was how long ago? I think over a year or something.
No, the more frequent one, like the one we did with
No, the game to give one you're talking about.
Game to give.
Oh, yeah. That one. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of like the Bungie bounty, like a long time ago.
Oh, that was before that. Yeah, that was
actually shit the bed in PvP. I was so bad.
And I was like, this guy would never make it on Twitch.
Fucking world's third.
I was wrong.
You know. We give you a lot of shit about the world's third thing, but you're like our champion. Whenever there's a fucking raid race on, you're the one, and you're our only hope. Like you got to do it.
You're our only hope.
Phammy.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple of other Australians out there under the radar. There's a couple gamers out there, so I would not be surprised if one of them take it for sure.
Look at him being all like fucking noble and shit.
Yeah,
nah, mate.
I'm diplomatic as fuck.
Yeah.
Get your fucking tiny banana lolly out there and give it a good old crack.
I gotta rep the homies. They're cool.
Jesus, Matt, you fucking savage.
Rep them.
You can tell that Matt's had like a big day when he's just literally the meanest person on the podcast.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, well, we're gonna raid into Homes in 5. We're gonna go say good day to him, and we'll see you next week. I don't know what time. We'll figure it out in the interceding days between now and then.
Phammy and Riss.
But yeah, thanks for coming on, everyone. It's been like both insightful and horrifying at times, but I've had a good time. Have you guys had a good time?
Yeah.
Look, it's been wonderful.
It was fucking terrible.
Hated every second.
Yeah.
This is the worst podcast I've ever been on. Fuck you guys. I've not changed. I've not turned it off yet.
Sussing out Fammy's weaknesses.
It's his Snapchat.
Thanks for the opportunity.
It's his Snapchat.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it.
All right, stand by for a raid. See ya. Bye.
Bye.